pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to the 2019 town budget presentation. And I will call the roll.
Peg Hurst.
Mark Courier. David Carpus.
Bob Carrier.
Thomas McDougall.
Tammy Smith.
Justin Bellin.
Okay. And have the selectmen open their meeting.
Open to the Board of Selectmen meeting. I just don't know if you want to know, Aaron, you're voting with the budget committee
Right.
tonight, right?
You open your meeting already? You all set? Okay. First on the list is the supervisor of the checklist, Karen Brown. You want to give your budget?
I don't have it. Can I just sit with you guys? Yep. I've seen the agenda today. I've been upstairs all day. All right, salary elected, which is for 3 supervisors, is $13.25, which went down because this year we're only doing one election. We're budgeting for one election and one unexpected or unanticipated election. And in my full-time salary line, it also has 50 hours, which is 25 hours times the 2 elections for checklist maintenance, filing, ongoing operations, which is a total of $782 for the elections and $543 for everything else. I also had asked for a $1 increase per hour for the supervisor's pay. We currently get $10.85, which is the same for the last, I don't even know how many years. We've never gotten an increase. I mean, I have to keep going to classes, I have to update, and I think it's reasonable to ask for the $1 an hour raise. And the rest is flatline budget from last year. We do share the office downstairs that I use as my rec office when I'm in the building is also split between the supervisors and the checklist and the trustee of the trust fund. So one of those computers goes out, I'm still responsible for 3 departments with that one set of computers. So I put a little tiny piece in each line in case if something goes wrong and I have to replace either a monitor or the computer equipment or the printer.
Okay.
And other than that, it's pretty. The $100 supervisor training and workshops. I did not choose to go to the one this year because they really upped. The Secretary of State's office has somebody else doing them now, so it's a big fee attached to it, and I didn't really feel, I don't even know how many years as a supervisor. It's multiple, like 15, 16, 17 years as a supervisor. I monitor what's changing. And we get memos from the Secretary of State's office when changes are made. So, and that, in a nutshell, we're going down. I didn't write the number down, what the changes in it is.
The total number, if you go with your raise, is $2,295.70.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is that budget.
Okay. Any questions? Tom?
Sure. I don't see any FICA or Medicare in there for the salary. Is it considered a stipend that you don't have to take that out, or why don't we have those
It's
two?
an hourly rate. So I think it's taken out at the time. So it's whatever less that. I know when I get a check as my supervisor stuff, it has been taken out.
But where do we account for the portion that the town has to pay for that?
The town has to pay.
Yeah, but every other budget we've gotten, we've had FICA and Medicare for the wages, which accounts for the town's portion that they pay. You know, it's not just what the person gets, it's there's a share with the business also.
This is how I was unaware of this. This is how I have always presented this. So If it needs to be added, it will be added. I just have never done it like that.
Well, since I've been on the board, I've never seen them put the FICA lines or anything like
No.
that.
I'm just,
I don't know how they do it, but we are responsible for it, so.
How much is everybody getting paid?
Well, it depends. I just turned in one today for like, I have 52 hours from the beginning to for the election, putting all the new voters in, doing all the,
If they're under 600, you don't have to.
yeah.
They're getting paid over 600.
It typically is, but we had a lot of maintenance that had to be done with the file, so this one check is a little bit over.
In the course of a year, are they under $600 they're being paid?
Typically, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
if they're being paid under $600, we wouldn't have to.
okay.
But if they're being paid over 600, we would. That might be trickiness.
Okay, that could be it. I just noticed that, you know, we got salary line, but no FICA Medicare with it.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
what I
had
think
to
that-
pay,
The issue
Yeah,
I mean,
might
put
be-
that in the budget.
Yeah, 'cause- okay, all right.
Okay, any other questions? Peg?
Yeah, the increase, numbers are not adding up for me here. The 782 and the 543 do add up to the 1325,
Yeah,
but then just adding
it's
the
just,
dollar brings it up to the 1445. Because what I just did was figuring 62 hours times $1 is $62 plus 1325. Let me see, maybe I was doing something
that was
else.
for the overall though, the most, I only put in for
Well, that's
50
over.
hours.
Okay, because I put in the 3 supervisors for 12 hours, and then the 50 hours that you have down for the 1325, and then just adding another $66
Is it up or
times
down?
3. Times 3. Wait a minute. It was down. Sorry. 60 times 3. Plus. Never mind.
It's,
Oh,
but you're
and that
right, it
comes
doesn't
up
add up to me either.
1505. So whatever I'm doing here, it's not adding up.
So if you did,
So we're taking 1440.
If 36 hours worth of supervisors and 50 hours for elections, total of 86 hours. And at 10.85 an hour, that's 933.10.
what do you have for the 1085 for 12 hours?
Why does this keep going off?
Hold on.
Times
3 supervisors for each 12 hours times 10.85, right?
Yep, what does that come
So
up?
it's a total of 36 hours at 10.85. That should be
Yeah, that's what I'm
396.
getting to.
Times 2 elections. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
The same thing as the other one, 2 elections times 25 hours. That's per election, correct? I probably should have, I don't know.
Yeah, yes, that would have
Okay,
been
all right.
easier to figure out here. Okay, so 3. So it's actually 6. Got it. Okay.
50 hours times 1085.
55.
Yeah, and some change, so,
Yeah,
yeah,
you rounded up.
yep.
Yeah, it's rounded up. So yeah, that makes.
It's 50 cents to round up.
Okay.
All right, so they do, sorry. But I think that was the confusing part, that
Okay.
it was
So the,
not 2 elections, so they come out.
Yeah,
Um,
they match.
Yeah, okay.
I still
Go
have
ahead,
another
Peg.
one, Bob. When you mentioned something about the trainings,
Yep.
that you're not going to them
No, I
anymore?
said I didn't choose to this year because my budget wouldn't even have covered it.
Okay, so was
So
it
it would be
$100
either-
going to budget or gonna cover it for next year?
Depends if one goes, two goes, three goes. If somebody else would choose to go, I would let them go. Yeah, to cover it. I would let them go
All
instead
right,
of
so
myself.
$100
Yep.
would cover it, okay. All right, thank you.
They'd never charged for it before. This is the first time they implemented a fee because it wasn't being done by the Secretary of State's office. It was being done by somebody else, so. And I'm sure there was a lot of clatter across, because that's a total volunteer. Not the supervisors, the trustees are a volunteer.
Okay. Did anybody go this year?
For the supervisors, I did not go because I'd already been to an earlier training that covered everything, and those are free other than traveling back and forth. But if we take 2 or 3 cars, it would, not necessarily, we're not all gonna ride together.
All
Okay.
right, thank you.
Yep.
Is the number correct? 2295.70? Just to be
Yes.
sure. Okay.
Hang on just a second here.
You got a question?
Yeah, I'm doing some math and I can't do it that quick. Give me just a minute here.
Did I go too fast?
22 hours.
Okay.
I think I see a $2 error
Oh, wait, error, we found out.
times,
We found out. It's $2 error.
no, 1185.
They
Yeah,
rounded it
no,
up.
all the numbers match. You're talking about the salary elected? Yeah, total
Okay,
hours,
yep,
is-
okay, all right,
that's
yeah, it
within
must
$1.
Yeah, okay, come on, we're good.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, seeing none. Next on the list is, Karen, you might as well stay there.
Yep.
Trustees of the trust fund.
So the only person on the trustees, there's 3 of us, that gets paid is the hired bookkeeper. The rest of us volunteer. And that has been her salary, as you can see, consecutively. She gets it's a stipend, so it doesn't change, neither does the FICA. And the the Medicaid stays the same. Everything else has been, she has not submitted bills yet for the year we're meeting Saturday morning, and she will submit her ink and all that stuff, because she's the one that does all the mailings and stuff back and forth to the investors. So it's all, she'll bring to me all the bills that she's accrued over the course of the year, and I will submit them, so.
Okay,
And like I said, 2 of us are volunteers. The only one that gets paid on the trustees is the finance person.
okay. So the amount is
Yep, it stays the
$33,289?
same, and it won't change unless you want to give her a raise.
I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions? Go ahead,
Chairman,
Bob.
if I might, line number 014145-240 training. I thought we had to have $1 in the line to keep it open.
I don't have anything that does that. Right here? So it should go up $1.
I just thought that was how our
There should be,
books were.
a placeholder there.
That there
Yep.
should have been $1.
Otherwise, they can't transfer money into it.
Yeah,
Right. Yep, there should be $1, so it
Okay.
should be $2.90, 3290.
Okay.
I hope my fellow members don't shoot me for increasing the budget.
$1. Okay, any other questions? Okay. So the new figure is $3,290. Okay, now we'll go to recreation.
Excuse me. I need to, sorry. All right. Same as mine. All right, so full-time salary line would go from 42,455 to 44,023, which reflects the 1.7 COLA and 2% merit. Okay, the next line would be the assistant's part-time line, which looking back, I believe the 2018 line was underfunded because it was not figured out at the rate it should have been figured out at. That should have been a straight 25 hours, so I was again asking for 25 hours. I actually would like her to go up to 30 hours because during the summertime she works actually 40 hours. So to go from a 40-hour job to a 25-hour job is kind of hard to do when you're used to getting a paycheck for 40 hours and then it's like, oh, summer camp's over, beach is closing, you need to go back and readjust your budgets for 25 hours. So I put in both options for you. The first one being for the 25-hour part-time line and the second one being the 30-hour line. I cannot do children's programming by myself. It's against the law. I need a second adult present when I do programming for kids. I mean, it's always a good idea always to have two deep leadership, anything you do, whether it's adults, kids, anything else. There should be two of us present at all times, but which would change going, there's a, I broke it down in this in my PowerPoint, but you don't have it. That would increase if it was to go from at 25 hours, the FICA would increase $203. If I went to FICA for a 30-hour, it would be $329.40. So I went right down through and showed the difference, whether we go with 30 hours or 25 hours. The difference with Medicaid would be a difference, if it was 25 hours, it would go up $47. If it went to 30 hours, it would be $76.50. So the proposed, at 25 hours, her salary would be $10,242. With 30 hours, it would be $12,290. FICA would go from $31.62 up to $33.65 if it went to 25, if it stays at 25, or if it would go to $34.91 if it went to 30 hours. And training, everything else from there down stays exactly the same as it has been. It's basically the salary lines, and as you see, my assistant gets $15.56 currently an hour. She has an associate's degree in business management and now is working into her third year of working with me. She is awesome. I can't even say enough. I went out for 5 weeks. She totally took over everything and ran it smoothly the whole 5 weeks I was out on medical leave this summer. We're very lucky to get somebody of that caliber for what we're currently paying her. Even with the, if she was to get the 1.7 COLA and the 2% merit, that would only bring her to $16.13 an hour with a degree. And from there down, like I said, it's all just level funded from the previous years.
Okay. Anybody got any questions? I kind of have one.
Okay.
It said something about the revolving fund. This is not coming out of revolving fund, is it?
What we do is 7 months out of the year, my assistant's salary comes out of the general fund budget. The minute the beach opens, she transfers over to the beach fund because she is up there with me working, opening the beach, closing the beach, doing the boat, all the boat launches and everything. And then as soon as summer camp opens, her pay then transfers to that summer camp revolving fund. And then at the end of the season, when we close down accepting money to come through the gate, even though we still let the public in and stuff, then her salary, because we're not making any money, transfers back to the general fund. So we have a split between the two revolving funds and the general fund. So only 7 months of her salary comes out of the actual general fund. The rest of it we actually make ourselves. Like, we generate ourselves through the income that comes out of the beach and the summer camp.
All right. Anybody else? Mark?
I'm I'm not doubting the quality of the person that you have hired.
Okay, yeah.
But we're funding the position and not the person. So,
Correct.
So if she was to leave and you need to find someone to replace her, is that enough money to do it?
Probably not. Probably not.
So, I mean, that's what I'm
It's
at.
very low for somebody with a business associate's degree, and
For what the position requires. Is that enough
Yeah.
money for what the position
Probably
requires?
not.
That's,
nope. But staying with the standards of everybody else, that, I mean, this is how it's been. You get the 1.7 and the 2% COLA. That's what I was able to offer her.
again, take
No,
her,
it's not.
take
Yeah,
her
it's-
out of the equation.
Right?
To hire somebody for 26 weeks to do what that position requires,
Yep.
is that enough money?
Nope.
No, okay.
But there's, like I said, my hands are tied on that. It would be up to somebody above me to make that decision.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Peg?
All right, what did you say, how many months comes out of the general fund?
7 months comes out of the general fund. Once we open the beach, the 5 months that the beach is open and the summer camp is open, her salary goes over to the 2 revolving funds.
Okay, but then in your description.
And she goes up to 40 hours a week. So, well, not when the beach is open, but when summer camp opens, she is the assistant director of the summer camp, or I would more say she's co-director of the summer camp.
Okay, so under the description for these, underneath the salary, FICA and Medicare, you've got full-time 6 months.
It
Full-time
should say
slash
7
6
months. Should say 7 months, not 6.
Okay. All right, and that is described because of what you had said earlier about the supervisors. If they only work so many hours, then you don't get, or so much money or whatever, you don't get to take out Medicare and.
Her stuff all comes out of, my totals for Medicare and all that stuff is the combined total it costs the town for both mine and Diana's FICA and Medicare while she's working under the general fund. The other 2 revolving funds pay her FICA and Medicare
right,
when she
okay.
transfers over.
Okay, good, thank you.
Perfect.
I just heard the
No,
7,
no.
saw the 6.
No,
Thank you.
yep,
Good. Tom?
typo.
I think I'm getting confused here and talk about the revolving fund, the money coming out of there. So the numbers that were presented here are simply the
General fund numbers.
But that is for her basically not summertime time.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
in summertime time,
Goes to
she gets
2 other
paid
accounts,
out of
right.
the funds that come in.
Not what we
the
generate on our
summertime.
own for revenue.
Okay.
Yep. So really, it's like, yeah, you're really paying part of her salary.
Okay, 'cause I was sitting here thinking, wait a minute,
Talk
40
about
hours and then
fig-
part-time, and
Figure it
it
out.
doesn't work out.
Doing these budgets, 'cause it gets a little confusing. But yeah, yep. So I have to figure it, and I also have to figure the raise because she's only her raise would only impact this budget by 3 months, not the 6 months
Right.
that everybody else is impacted by it.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Well, I guess that's it, Karen. None.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Now we go to the moderator. Yep.
I guess I'm doing the moderator.
Okay.
The moderator budget is presented at $27.91. Yes, that's what he's requesting. He's planning on 2 elections.
I didn't do a good job on this one. I didn't put 2009, or maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got this one. Okay. That's just 2 elections, and they got
He's got
election officials.
Elected officials, salary, supplies.
While they're doing that, don't forget, if you ask a question on the, on a line, just give the line number and the title. I forgot to keep mentioning that.
Yeah, was $350 for elected officials. I mean, for salary for him. Election officials was $13.14. Supplies of $300. Equipment maintenance $825. $1 for equipment purchase and $1 for mileage. So it's $2,791.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Move on. Milton Economic Development. We have to give that one too, I guess.
Excuse me. You want to try?
I'll do it.
I've got it right here.
Okay. Their request this year is for economic development training is $800. For economic development printing and copies is $100. For economic development equipment purchase is $1,000. And for economic development maintenance is miscellaneous is $600 for a total of $2,500, which is the same as last year.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
What kind of equipment would the Economic Development Committee have to buy?
Can I speak on that?
I'd like Aaron to speak on.
Yeah,
We purchased signs for the economic revitalization zones here in town, so that's the kind of equipment. We purchased signs for the ones down here. We're hoping to be able to purchase eventually signs for downtown Milton Mills when we get the revitalization going down there, as well as out at exit 17 and hopefully even eventually exit 18.
He's already wanted 18. Sorry.
Any
I saw
other
it one
questions?
day.
Any other questions? Guess we're all set. The next one, the Budget Committee. That one there I'll handle. The recording clerk, we got 22, same thing as last year, 22 meetings at $75. That's $1,650 for 22 meetings. And training, I budgeted for 3 at $90 per member. That's $270. Legal notices, 3 at $120 per public hearing, which is $300. That counts the town, the school district, and the water district. Printing copies, I put down $320. That takes care of the agenda, the town expense report, and meeting minutes. The total budget is $2,600, same as last year. Any questions?
Do we have a copy of that, Bob? It should be in here somewhere, right?
I didn't
You,
find
what,
it.
oh, do you want mine?
Oh, no, we'd already talked about it, so.
You all set, Peg?
Oh, there it is, yep, okay. Towards the back.
Okay, you all set? Okay. Next line is the cemetery.
Okay, I'm going to give you some new town budget packets that just ran off tonight because of some changes that happened. So if everybody could take one and pass it down.
They're still around.
Like I said, they're hot off the press. Take that one for me.
That's on page 7.
I would ask that the Board of Selectmen adjust, make address this first, the cemetery first, because we had something from last night. Before I address it.
Bob, you all right with that?
Yep.
All right, so.
For adding.
So we need to make a motion to amend the cemetery budget
To,
to $31,482.03. I'll make the motion, Andy second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
now go over that budget line. The new lines to be added, or the new budget request is $31,482.03. This year, the town is really taking over the cemetery because it is a town cemetery. The DPW director salary, the cemetery additional salary, other than DPW director, current salary is $5,822.03. Custodian will work with one of our current cemetery trustees, who's worked on that cemetery for 40+ years, and that person will be paid $7,500 as a contractor. The secretary stipend to do some of the secretarial work will be paid $41.60. This is passed. Contracted outside contracts for maintenance would be $9,000. Printing and supplies is $1,000. And cemetery software, they want to buy software so you can search for graves. And they've looked into a program for that, and that would be $4,000. So the total is $31,482.03.
Any questions? Tom, go ahead.
I know we're getting the GIS system here in town. Do they have a cemetery module with that we could get? So all the software for the town's integrated into one software package.
I didn't attend all the cemetery meetings. I know Erin did. I don't believe.
The GIS wasn't really brought up on that Ponton. There was 2 others, iWorks and another one that were brought up for it. So.
Go ahead, you finish, Aaron.
So, as far as whether the GIS has anything that will do an overlay in that, I'm not sure. John and Cal would be the one to answer that.
Okay, Larry.
Over time, the cemetery committee, John Catwick and Gordy, every time we went out to a cemetery, they would enter as many coordinates as they could find, right until the GPS was stolen out of the pickup truck.
I do know that they've done extensive research into different software programs, and after almost 2 years of doing research, that's the one that they wanted to choose. And Bruce and John have worked on this program together. So, and the whole cemetery has chosen this cemetery trust software. So, where Bruce has worked on the CAI, which is the GIS system, I would think he would have looked into that, but I never really addressed it with him.
Yeah, it was just because I know we spent a lot of money on it. It's, locating things, that's sort of what the GIS was for. And you're locating things, whether you're a graveyard, whether you're a pipeline, you're just locating things, a thing's a thing.
This is a little more detailed. This is just for cemetery only. If you're looking for a person, you can put it into a database, and it'll show you the location and where the cemetery is located, and it'll give you some of the history that's in there. You can see if there's any perpetual care in there. You can also, there was another thing I wanted to remember here. You can tell whether it's a full burial or a cremation. So it gives you a lot of details, and that's all this thing does. So I hate to say it, but people pass on, all that is recorded in there. And you can pinpoint that spot. You're looking for a certain grave, you'll find it right then and there. And it'll be online, so you can actually probably even see it from there. That's all it does. And it's probably the best program out there, because Wakefield uses it. We had a presentation in here one time, and it was great. If you're looking for veterans, you'll sort all the veterans out and tell you where the cemeteries are, where they are in the cemeteries. So it can break it down very, very easily. So, I mean, that's the best, I can tell you what, it's been a while since I've seen it, but that quantum is probably the best there is that I've seen. It's expensive, but it's well worth it. Tom?
I don't know, 4,000 is real expensive for software, but last question on the software, is there a continuing maintenance on that? Or is it, when you buy it, it's yours until you decide you need to upgrade?
Let's see what I've been given for information on this. That helps.
Okay, so,
There is a fee each year to keep it updated.
yeah.
And-
Well, the support contract's 1,500.
Yeah. You can probably pass that around if you'd like, if somebody else, anybody else got any questions on the cemetery line? Okay, Peg, go ahead.
Who is the DPW person that they're gonna now be taking care of this?
DPW director,
Okay.
if you know him.
Well, I know, but it's here under highway. DPW, highway. Thank you.
I believe he's going to be the sextant,
Sextant or sexton?
I believe I get it right.
Is it sextant?
If I got it right, Pat?
Sexton.
Sexton, the sextant is something that you,
A sexton.
Sexton is a piece of equipment.
Yeah, well,
Sexton is
I'm not probably saying it
position.
right, but he's going to be, they have somebody that does that.
Sexton.
Sexton, okay.
yeah.
Well, somewhere near it.
Sextant.
Currently, he is the sexton.
Okay, he currently is, all right.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Outside appropriations.
The first one we have is from Stratford CAP, which is Community Assistance Program, $72.50. The Homemakers Health Services Homeless Center for Stratford County, that's $2,000. Haven, which is $1,800. AIDS Response Seacoast, $400. First from DNA, 5652. American Legion Post 61, $800. A Safe Place, combined with Haven. Cassett is $500. Stratford Nutrition and Meals on Wheels is $1,500. Wakefield Food Pantry is $2,500. The Youth Sponsorship, which is our DARE program, is $2,500. And Wakefield Resource Center is $1,000. Total of outside appropriation funding request is $25,902.
Okay, any questions?
I asked that you cite the page that you're recording, you're reading from, so that I
Okay.
know where.
That's my fault on that. We're on page 11 for the outside appropriations.
Page 14.
It's on
Of
page.
the new one?
Oh, I got the wrong one here. I don't have a page number for that.
The new one is page 14.
I just got the master book with those numbers on it, so I'm not able to follow it like you in order. Mine, I gotta go all over the place with it.
I would say if you have questions about the outside appropriations, our Human Services Director is here, and she's probably the best qualified person to answer that because she's worked most closely with these agencies.
The only question I have here is on the expense report, page 11, 01-4415-351, it was budgeted for 1,000, yet they received 2,500. How can that be?
Which one is it?
It's the second line, Homemakers Health Insurance Services. You get it, page 11 on the expense report?
I have to look at the data, this was pretty late last year, and early this year, and I'll have to look at it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it was budgeted for 1,000 and all of a sudden they received 2,500. I thought those were set amounts that you don't just give them out.
It could be, I mean, I'll check into it, Bob, tomorrow, it could be, it was missed,
An error in it?
it could be miscoded.
Okay. Is there any other questions on this outside appropriation?
No, I'm just looking at what went up. Homemakers, Haven, and Dare. Okay.
Up or down?
Up.
Oh, okay.
So we're up.
Is there anything else?
3,500,
Uh,
3,300.
The only one, so if I'm looking at this right,
Yeah.
there are no line numbers on this, are there? No, not really. They seem almost all
You want line numbers?
static, okay. Well, yeah, then, so the no, I'm looking at the budget request itself.
Okay. Well,
Those seem all static, amount requested. They're almost all the same in terms of amount requested, BOS approved. There's two of them that were smaller, one significantly. Any particular reason?
From 2018's request?
Yes.
The board decided, since at the time of 2018's approval, they did not receive the actual notification from the outside agency, so they opted to choose their own amounts, not the requested amounts that came in at a later date.
Okay. But
anybody else? Seeing none. Go to the sewer. Dale's not here.
That's fine. What page is that on in the new one? Bob, have you found it yet?
And the new one.
It's almost at the last page.
Okay, thank you.
It's page, well, it starts page 21.
that bottom line, that one looks like the same as what we were originally given.
Yeah, that didn't change.
Contracted services, that number is $34,645. $100 for legal notices and ads. Electric is $15,125, and that's an increase due to the Eversource rates increase. Heat, $3,120. Water, $1,120. Telephone security, $2,238, and that's for armed security monitor and 2 telephone lines. Supplies is $7,000. Historical average chemicals, lab supplies, and hardware supplies. Postage is $100. Building grounds and maintenance is $6,600, and it's adjusted to reflect historical expenditures, maintenance, and upkeep of buildings and grounds. Equipment maintenance, $6,000. Equipment purchase, $500. Sewer line maintenance, $2,600, and that's for 3 manhole frames and covers to replace. Permits and testing, CMA engineers, annual report, lab testing, jam door fees. That's something that has to be done, and they're requiring it more frequently. $1 to keep for mileage, and $1 for miscellaneous placeholder. For a grand total of $7,150.
Any questions? Tom, go ahead.
Let's see, line number 024326-740, equipment maintenance. That went up by 50%. Is any idea why? Unfortunately, he's not here to answer that.
I would have to give you the best guess I can that the system is getting older. And I know we've had to do some maintenance this year, and the costs are going up, and we're having to fix things as they get older, and we can't put things off, so I think that's probably what they reflected.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, do the treasurer next.
Okay, the treasurer,
Do you have a sheet for that?
I have over here, my budget. It's different. Okay. His salary is part-time. He has a part-time deputy whom he uses to go to the bank or take care of things when he's not available, and that is a $200 request. His elected salary for the treasurer is $6,760. There is FICA for $420 and $99 for Medicare. Training is $100 for that. He does not have a telephone line. That was in a previous position, and we had that in there, but and I don't think that line really should be kept open.
No.
So, office supplies is $450. If he needs something like bank deposit slips, anything like that, a safe maybe, that could come out of that line. Treasurer postage is $75. Mileage, $2,200. Membership and dues, $25, and miscellaneous is $1. So his total request is $10,330.
Any questions? Larry?
But,
Oops, hold on.
yeah, thank you. This does not apply to a particular line, it's a question. Last year, there was considerable discussion as to the custody of funds, as to their transport to the bank, as to the record of their deposit. And the treasurer was particularly advised of their daily responsibilities for those tasks. It's my present understanding that those responsibilities no longer apply. And I'm as direct job duties. That's policy. Naturally, we have no purview. As it is money paid out for what I see as less service and more cost, I'm interested. There are two scenarios. Scenario A, $500 in fees, $500 in interest from the bank, fine bank. Zero cost. They provide a lock bag, they provide mail transaction receipts, and they scan
Larry,
all,
can you speak up, please?
and they scan all incoming checks. Scenario B, different bank, $500 in fees, $500 in interest, no lock bag, no scan checks, and in Milton, employee X scans the checks, collects the lock bags, and sends them down. So, for next year, the tax collector and clerk has requested a part-time employee for those town duties, which are present policy. Policy and statute are two different things. So, that can only be done as a line item next year. So how is the present transportation line assigned? Who uses it in transit to Rochester? Who does reconciliation? Who handles the money? And what line does it come out of?
Okay, you had a whole series of questions.
Yeah, that's, I see that we have less service and more cost. Specifically, I do not find, and I would like, any information you have, that the treasurer is not in daily transit to the bank. I want to know that the town vehicle is not available to that employee on the same generous basis that it was made available to the previous treasurer.
Currently, we do not have a town vehicle available to employees. However, we do anticipate getting one at the beginning of the year. So we will have a town vehicle, we hope. Currently, the town treasurer has, in writing, as per RSA, delegated his authority to transfer the funds to a bonded employee and to certain deputized individuals, and that is happening. Who is transporting it? The people who is authorized in writing to do it. One being the deputy treasurer, another being the town clerk tax collector, and several other individuals who are bonded by the town. So that money is following policy and getting to the bank. What other questions?
Just a side comment. Get a used Prius. Get a grant for a public charging station. Put Milton on the map.
Okay, so to date, he's only spent $767. If he doesn't have the town car and he has to go, does he use his own?
Yes.
He does? Does he turn in a slip or something?
I haven't seen one from him.
He just does it.
That doesn't mean that he will not. I'm kind of starting to hound people about, you got to get all these last minute things in.
Yeah.
He has about 5 days to do it. So, but people need to get their last minute mileage and those type of things.
So he does know he has.
He needs to wear what's in his lines. Because I had to talk to him about taking something out of it last week.
Okay. Go ahead, Peg.
Yeah, I just had a question. You mentioned, let's go back to this, office supplies, the $450 for a safe, and I just remember that Michelle also had a line item that she was talking about buying a safe. So who's going to buy the safe?
My line item is to replace my safe should it go down.
Okay, so would this be for an additional safe?
I know nothing about that line.
If the treasurer needed a safe
For
town funds, he could use it to buy a safe for town funds.
where would that safe be?
Wherever the treasurer chose to put it in town hall.
Okay. So it would not be the same safe that, okay.
Not necessarily.
All right. As long as it's, not somebody else's house or
No.
basement, the backseat of the car. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Tom, go ahead.
On the mileage line, if the treasurer couldn't take it and had one of the other people that are authorized to take money to the bank, would their mileage come out of this line also? Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Move on to the town administrator.
Okay, so can you explain that to everybody so we all know what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm confused, I'm sure everybody else is too.
Last night we made a modification on the TA's budget in the Board of Selectmen meeting. Today we're putting it in so that all the budget is last minute this afternoon. When we went back to check, two people ran the numbers and said there was an error or a typo in the FICA and the Medicare line, which lowered the number by $200. So I need the Board of Selectmen to modify the TA budget again by $200 to make it lower. So they need to approve the new TA line by $200, so it's lower it. It's roughly $200. And then also, because it affects a contract line, or it's a result of a contract line, they also have to change the default line for the town. So that's all.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that the Board of Selectmen adjust the town administrator line to $305,424.55.
Second that.
All in favor? I'll make a motion to adjust the default budget to $4,563,423.98.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
You repeat that, Brian?
$4,563,423.98.
Okay. Oh, okay, I'll try to correct that. All right. Thank you very much. I need that. Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go down through this now. Start with the TA salary contract. It's full-time. We broke this out a little bit differently than in previous years. We broke out my line different than from other employees' lines. Previous years it was done differently. Total for that line is $72,307.55, and that takes into account one figure to an anniversary date, and then the next figure past the anniversary date, because my anniversary date is approximately, I think it's at week 33. So you have to figure that, is how it's broken out. Then the next line you see is the salary for the bookkeeper who's full-time, $38,133. TA salary part-time, that would represent the administrative assistant at $20 an hour for 10 hours for 26 weeks, and then if that person ends up with the cost of living and merit raise, that brings it to $10,985. Salary elected, that's our three esteemed colleagues sitting here. That's for the Board of Selectmen, $69.30. Then the FICA and Medicare we just fixed, which is $7,959 and $1,862. TA training. I'm going between two different pages here. TA training, $450 for the Primex Annual Conference. Budget and Finance Workshop, $90 is for four, and then for 4 people, the administrator and other people, it's $360. New Hampshire Municipal Association Workshop at Antioch, that's $180. And financial training for the bookkeeper, which I think is essential, that's $200, that's $1,190. Legal services, that's $45,000. That's a big line, I know, but this year we've really spent a lot, and it's something that we're doing a lot of cleanup. We have to spend a lot right now, unfortunately. Registry of Deeds, miscellaneous documents that need to be registered, that's $300. TA contracted services. Back Bay, which is our IT provider, $11,936. Atlantic Broadband MetroCast, that's $720. The Lansing Heath, that's our auditor. They come in because frequently and answer questions when we need them to. $19,000. Stonehill, that's our finance director. 8 hours a week times 52 weeks, $22,880. Seacoast Business Machine, $840. American Security Fire Alarm is $450, and then another $150 annual fee. Northeast Burglary, I can't say that word correctly. Alarm Systems, $204. Harris Software Support for MuniSmart, which is our software system for the town. Crystal Rock, which is our water, so we have water in the back if you ever need water during the meeting. I know I do. $270. So the total there is $64,501. Legal notices and ads. And employment RFPs, public hearing notices for ordinance, $800. The next line. Professional services. Selectman recording clerk, $75 a meeting, 2 times a month. Sometimes it's more. That's $1,800. Website is GoDaddy. We're still going to have to pay them a little bit to carry over. Virtual city and town is $4,000. We recently signed a contract with them. They're in the next stage of development. Background check on new employees, 5 at $47 a piece. So, then miscellaneous unknown professional services needed. And that could be if we ended up with something like having to do an audit or something. For instance, if we get a new town clerk or treasurer or something like that, that comes into play. Street lighting, $10,720. Next line is water. Continue to keep that line open. Telephone, first light is $175 a month, average for 12 months. And Teletech hardware repairs and replacements, that's $800. I can tell you I recently had a problem with my phone. I thought we were really going to have to get into that because my cord went and the jack seemed to be on the wall. So we need to, our phone systems here are getting really old, $2,900. Printing and copies, annual town report and voter's guide. Last year it cost $4,404. This year we're budgeting $4,841. It appears that we're going to have a bigger town report this year, which is people have a right to know, so I want to make sure I have that there. Purchase orders, $300. Town envelopes, mailings, labels, other town office printed, $2,000. Miscellaneous business cards for TA, bookkeeper, selectman, secretary, $2,400. That comes to $9,541. Supplies, the 1099 forms that we all have to fill out in January, $100. The AED pads for the town hall, 2 of them, $160. General office supplies, paper, pens, we go for a lot of paper, pens, binders, for town hall and everything, $2,200. Toner for bookkeepers, printer, $400. She goes for a lot of toner. Town meeting supplies, binders, and other supplies, $200. Postage machine, ink cartridges, $130. Portland paper maintenance supplies is $1,400. So that total is $4,690. Next line, postage. $198 for the box, which is our town PO box. Postage for administrative mail and outgoing checks, $1,225. We have $1 in the vehicle fuel line because we haven't had a car. We have vehicle maintenance, the dollar line. We're hoping we don't have to do a lot of vehicle maintenance if we do get a town vehicle, because we've been very fortunate to have support from our friends up at the highway department, and they usually fix these things for us. Hopefully getting one of the police cars back, they'll continue to provide support for us. He's not looking at me. Vehicle registration is $1 too, and frankly we haven't had it. Equipment maintenance, computer and office equipment needing repairs or service is $2,000. Equipment purchase, computer and other equipment, printer, monitor, hard drive, $2,300. Equipment lease, leave funding, rental $34.44. Leave funding, insurance $16 a month for 12 months, $792. Whitney Bowes rental a postage reader, $375. Last year we did not include that in our budget, so that's newly accounted for, and then it shows up as an increase. Mileage for travel time administrator, bookkeeper, and administrative assist, training and meetings. That line needed to go up because it wasn't sufficient. Memberships and dues and Foster's Daily Debit Card subscription, $300. NHMA Town and Managers Association, and that pays for us to get free legal advice, to call for to get all our publications, to belong to everything is $39.60. The annual membership of the TA and the bookkeeper is for $30 to $15 a piece. Staples Business Advantage Program is $199, so we get a discount of buying supplies. So that line is $44.89. Employee functions, miscellaneous items that aren't expected, training, refreshments. Sometimes we do something here, or we need to buy. If we have a meeting, sometimes contractors, engineers come in, we have to buy something. About $200. Bank charges, overdraft charges, $60. Miscellaneous. Funeral flowers for employees or relatives, estimated $5 per year. Terrible thing, but we've had to use it every year since I've been here. or if a former selectman dies or something like that. Refreshments for joint meetings with state, county, multiple different times people, that's another $100. Plaques, certificates, etc. for board committee members. It's also used when we have employees who we want to recognize their service for the town. I know we have several employees who will be coming up on really long-term service for the town, and we want to recognize their dedication to this community. I think that's an important thing to do. So, with that all said, the correct number is 305,424.55.
Just say that again.
305,424.55.
Any questions? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
I'm gonna combine two of them, 014130, 740, and 741. So you're looking for the two lines, the equipment maintenance and the equipment purchase, $4,300. You asked for that last year too, and you haven't spent out any except for $175.
Yeah.
Are you expecting to use that before the year's out?
I'm expecting to use, I just did a purchase order right now. I need a new computer. Mine has got, it's Jimmy rigged right now. Something about it's not reading.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
So
You're going to use the whole
I'm
amount?
not going to use the whole amount, but I'm checking to see if anybody else is, but there are problems and we do need to budget for it. I mean, most of these computers in town hall are pretty old and other equipment. I mean, if my phone line, they're coming in to look at that. The phone jack is, again, another thing that's pretty bad in my office. So I don't think we'll use the whole amount, but things are growing and they're growing quick.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Peg.
Yeah, 4130, $395. Quick question on the background check, 5 at 47. Does not add up to $94, so when are you planning on 5?
Yeah, I noticed that when I was reading it too.
I mean, even 2 does not add up to, never mind. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, 2. Okay.
It should have been more. So I think that was another typo.
So are you expecting?
And new employees we have to do back.
No, I know, so.
Hopefully we don't have to do 5 employees. I don't like turnover, it's very expensive. What I found that we did, but hopefully in my department we won't have to do 5. So I guess we'll stick with 2 because the budget's been changed so many times at this point.
Am I still up?
Go ahead.
Okay, 4130, 640, vehicle fuel, maintenance, I know Pat's gonna take care of it, but then 733. You've mentioned that you are planning, that the town is planning on buying a vehicle in January, so should we have money in
in the
there?
fuel.
I think that's something we're going to
And
have to look at.
registration?
That is something we're going to have to look at, maybe taking something out of, that's a good question. I mean, we're supposed to be getting one of the cars from the police department, so we're not going to be buying one, we'll be getting one from the police department.
Right, but you'll be having fuel.
We'll have to have fuel, and we'll have to have, so do we take it out of some of the other lines that people have put money in mileage in? And I think that's where if we have a town car, will we take it out of those lines?
Okay, and then registration, or would it remain registered to the police department? Pardon?
Got to be changed.
That's going to be changed. How much did it cost to register?
Okay, yeah, I'm just asking because putting $1 in?
It costs $8 to register a town car.
Oh, okay, so,
So we're including that in the budget?
I think it's probably
I think
finding
we
something.
need the $8.
okay.
I was just
all right.
asking. Hold on, Peg, I want Mark to ask, he's got a question.
Okay.
4130, 415,
415.
street lighting, we're going down?
Yes,
Why?
because the bills have been less. They really have been less. But if you drive around town at night, you'll notice why, I think.
They go
Andy
off.
going by putting up the lights, is that what it is?
I don't know why, and I've called about street lights being out, and they have told me unless I come and tell them exactly what pole and take a picture. But there are quite a few street lights, especially in certain parts of town, but our street light bill has been consistently less, and so if it's less, then the budget has to reflect it.
Do they go off? I mean, I know that there are some,
They're on senses.
yeah, that it'll stay on for a little while and then it'll go off and then it'll go back on.
Bulbs of junk. That's what metal halide bulbs will do that when they get weak.
Oh, okay, because I thought maybe they were on
But
some
then
sort of
we don't
sensor.
pay, they're not metered, it's just per streetlight, so.
Okay, all right.
So you just pay
You're
whether-
paying whether it's on or it's off.
on or it's off. Then how is it, then how's the price going down? If we're paying whether it's on or off,
This Eversource is just being generous.
That must be good.
Just on the street lights.
The bill's been less, so I'm.
Okay, anybody else? Go ahead, Peg.
To find it again.
Oh, Tammy does? Okay. I'll
Okay,
remember.
4130, 742. What is leaf funding, rental,
Poke me on or something, throw something at me.
and insurance?
Copy it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Tammy, go ahead.
4130, 610, sorry. On the miscellaneous line, is that just business cards, or does anything else come out of that typically?
610. It's usually business cards. Let's see if I have more details.
It seems very expensive just for business
It's not
cards.
just business cards. It's usually a letterhead. Anything really printed. A lot of different things. I can get a detail on that and get back to you. But it's usually anything really printed. We do a lot of. Usually anything we do with electronic printing or printing company that falls into that.
Anybody else? Mark, you all set?
Good.
Yeah. My only question is this legal services. This is really high. How much of this is Mighty Joe?
It's hard to say how much of that is Mighty Joe. I have to pull up bills and just go through each line. I would anticipate, honestly, we have some projects that really need cleanup in this town. It's probably going to take us a good another 6 months to get everything the way we need to. I think. I don't see. We have to work through some issues. We have a number of. I think the town knows we have a number of evictions and other things that we're working on. Those take legal costs. So we need to work through those and then hopefully get the legal costs on down. Nobody likes these legal bills. We use NHMA free legal inquiry as frequently as possible, and everybody would, to the point where when I call up, they know my voice. They know my cell phone number. They, I think the department heads call them. They're like, but there are certain things that they have said to me, you need to call your town attorney for that. Why are you calling me first? I'm like, well, I thought I'd give it a try.
It's been steadily going up.
Mm-hmm.
And is there something that it's a one-time incident that once it's gone? I mean,
I think we've had some, particularly this going on right now. We have some legal cases that.
I know you can't talk about it, but that makes it hard because I don't know if I can justify this. I mean, this is a heck of an increase.
We asked for it last year because we knew this was coming and that number was cut.
Yeah, I know you overexpended it this year already, and I don't know how much further. We're only in November, and
There's another bill that needs to go on there. And if you remember last year, I asked for 45, and it was cut. And
you've overspent it by $7,067 already, and we're not done yet.
I seriously hope things will, by May or June, things should quiet down, I hope. But I can't promise that. But I do think some of the cleanup issues should get resolved.
Okay. We beat it to death. Is there any other questions? Okay, that ends the presentation. Now, what we're going to do, does anybody want to take a break? Are you all set? Or are you ready to get started? Tom, are you able to put numbers in this?
Yep.
My computer's not working.
Yep, give me numbers.
Okay, the same thing will apply. Any motion that is made, I want the line number and the title and the amount. Okay, we're gonna go according to the expenditure report. This makes it easier so we don't jump all over the place. Do the best you can, Tom. If mine was working, I would be able to use it.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
We're good.
so we'll start with the town administrator. Are there any changes to be made here?
We're looking at the budget, not the expenditure report, correct? Bob?
You can use the expenditure report as a guide, but you also look at the months past, because that's what
Right.
they're there for.
Right,
So see if
okay.
there's a trend in there, and you'll have to look at it and figure,
No, that's fine. I wasn't sure.
that's what the information's all in there for, the years past, and then what you see currently going on. It could be a one-time incident, or it could be a trend that needs to be adjusted. No, anybody got anything at all they want to adjust? I know we just got done the town administrator. Did you want to take a little break to look them over?
No.
Go ahead, Peg.
I'm just wondering, since we just talked about the car,
Yeah.
should we add something or move something from somewhere else to the vehicle fuel line and add $8 to register the car?
Okay, first of all, they do that. They control their own budget. If they'll find money somewhere in it.
Okay, never mind. So we
Okay,
just leave it
it's
as
almost
it are.
like the school does. Okay, I need to find money here, but they won't see it. Yes, Ryan.
Can I just try to clarify that? Maybe I think what Heather was saying, and maybe you didn't understand, was, so in all the other budgets, we put in mileage.
Right.
So since it's a bottom line budget, if we get the town car, all that mileage money,
Okay, well,
we can adjust and it'll come out of that line.
all right.
So you'll essentially be, if you put money in that, you're paying for it twice.
Okay,
Thank
Peg?
you. Yep.
Okay. Nothing, we can always go back to this, and if you still have questions, don't be afraid to ask. This is right here for. Next one, the town clerk. Is there anything here? Okay, it's all right. Okay, before I do it, the town administrator's bottom line budget is $305,424.55. Now we're doing the town clerk. Is there anything here? I'm not seeing anything.
Hold on, let me bring it up.
Okay. Go ahead, Peg.
All right, there are no full-time people. How many part-time people are there in the town clerk, tax collector?
3.
3. Ooh.
Anybody else?
Is there, anyway, I think you brought it up the last time, Larry, something about, I can't even remember what you said, but a 3 part-time would be, or could be equivalent to 1.5, 1
Salary.
full-time
Yes.
and 1 part-time? Does that make any sense?
Actually, a little bit less.
Pardon?
It's a little bit less. A full-time and a part-time, salary-wise, is a little bit less than the 3 part-timers.
Okay.
But
It was
not
presented,
counting
it was
insurance.
presented to the Board of Selectmen as their backup to my salary line request.
But if you add insurance into that.
I did
it's
not add
more.
insurance, it's not in my budget.
Okay. I'm seeing nothing, so the town clerk's budget is $125,676. Next one, treasurer. Anybody any questions or any adjustments?
Just to follow on, maybe I was confused with Larry's statements when we were talking about this. It's like, so the treasurer's salary elected line item is constant over between last year and this year. But if I understand what you were saying correctly, they're doing less work? Because that's been offloaded to other personnel?
I'm just a quiet country mouse. If I were a treasurer of an organization, I would expect to do the entire job myself.
So, okay, so the answer is, am I correct in the fact that the treasurer is doing less work than the treasurer was doing last year, or more?
The same.
I think I can speak to that. The treasurer's job is the treasurer's job by statute. So the treasurer is responsible to do the same amount of reports, and regardless. I mean, they can delegate certain depository authority to take the money to the bank, but they have to do the same amount of work and do the reconciliations. This treasurer, we've opened up new bank accounts. This treasurer I know we had some issues with, frankly, some problems with some issues with deposits. This treasurer took really proactive stance in making sure that issue was resolved. We have some new safeguards in our accounting systems to make sure of that. So I don't think you can say that the treasurer is doing less work at all. As a matter of fact, I think you can say that the treasurer has really gone out of their way to take new steps, to take new initiatives, and to move things forward.
Okay, and in other words, I am confused based on Larry's, Mr. Brown's statements when we were talking about the treasurer actually really had nothing to do with the treasurer's budget.
One treasurer had one approach and another treasurer has a different approach. It doesn't make one wrong, it doesn't make one right, it's just different. But this treasurer is definitely doing their job and meeting all statutory requirements.
Okay.
Okay, there's another issue involved with that, okay? They're still talking about it's the way money's going on. It was on last night. It's just something that's continuous, and they're trying to find a better way of doing things, because there is another person that is needed in the town clerk's office. Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I'm questioning the line, the $450 for supplies.
Okay, what line number is that?
Oh, I apologize. Let's see here. It looks like that's going to be 620.
Okay.
Oh, his numbers are way screwed up here.
Yeah, 620.
Yeah, 620. 01-4141-620.
Deposit slips, the little bank bags, those type of things.
Safe.
Hopefully it's a one-time thing. But the deposit slips, the plastic bank bags, those type of things that we need, just the treasurer could use. It could be,
But we had those things last year and the year before, and it's been $300 for the last 2 years. Why a sudden increase?
Actually, we didn't have deposit slips last year. That's a new charge from the bank. The deposit slips that's $150. So that's what the increase is.
Spent anything yet this
year. What's our current mileage rate? Do we know?
The federal one?
Whatever we pay for when we reimburse somebody for mileage.
It's whatever the
Fed dictates.
Is it 37 cents, 37 and a half,
It's like
55?
51 or 56.
Like 55? Do they go out to the bank once a day, twice a day, twice a
Our
week?
policy is they're supposed to go, we have 1,500.
And how often does that occur? I'm trying to figure out is 2,200 a good number for the mileage is what I'm after.
Usually
And we should be able to back into that if we know about how many trips they make a week or a day.
Every day, right?
During tax time, I'm going almost every day.
Okay.
And for info, the federal rate for 2018 was 54.5 cents, and it's scheduled for 58 cents next year.
And we're using TD Bank in, where at?
Farmington.
Farmington?
11 miles round trip.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mark.
So on the mileage on the 4141 840, you're asking for $2,200, but you've only used $767 so far.
Okay.
So you've already gone through one tax cycle. So are you seeing, so if we drop that down to $1,200, you still feel that you're going to be covered with mileage? You're cringing, but the numbers here show that you haven't, we're almost done the year, and you haven't.
Can I ask, what are your board members if they put in for their mileage?
If they don't put in for their mileage, then why should I have to, why am I being punished if they're not going to put in for it?
Well,
If they're not going to put in for it, submit it.
yeah, 'cause our deputy apparently hasn't put it in. Your deputy
Well,
treasurer.
because I was asked to go yesterday and Thursday, so I held off. And then I wasn't asked. So, if not Thursday, I will put it in Thursday. And Mac is very much aware of that.
So we have some outstanding match. That's my concern.
But it's not much.
But do you have, again, do you have that much? I guess what I'm seeing here, which is kind of bothersome, I'm looking at some of these lines and they're all adding up, whereas the money hasn't been spent out yet. And how many weeks do we have left in the year? Because you ended the calendar year.
I know.
Okay, so how many weeks do we have left? And
Well-
a lot of these lines aren't spent out yet. So are you going to, is it sudden mad rush, okay, spend it or lose it?
No, there is a lot of things that I keep saying you gotta get in. I know people are holding things. I'm just saying that to people.
Okay, Ryan?
I just like to make a comment on this. I understand your point, but next year, I mean, the deputy treasurer could change mid-year. I guess I would encourage the board to look at it from a standpoint of how many trips it made to the bank and budget for how many trips we need to make to the bank. Now, if people don't turn in their mileage slips, there's not anything we can do about that. But to get ourselves in a predicament where people actually do turn in all their mileage slips and not have the money there, I don't think that's going to put the town in a good position.
So if we look on the idea that a lot of stuff is done electronically now, which I'm paying, my registrations electronically, I'm paying a lot of this stuff electronically. I don't have to go to the bank until I hit the milestone of $1,500. Your trips should be going down.
Again, I'm saying it should be based off trips to the bank. I mean, we've been in this electronic world
I'm just asking the question here.
for a while now.
If we're
I
doing
can't-
stuff electronically online, so you're not having that big cash flow that's coming in the door, and you don't trigger a trip until it's $1,500, but everything, a lot of stuff is, how much is being done online now? As far as your cash flow that's coming in, people handing you checks,
I'd hate to say off the top of my head.
has it decreased?
It's a good percentage.
So, I mean, but I'm looking at your numbers here from the expenditure report you're giving me, and it does tell me that your trips are going down, because you haven't spent the money out yet. Unless everybody's hoarding until, I want a Christmas bonus, and I'm not gonna do it until,
Mine is $18. That's not a great amount. What?
Okay.
I know.
Hold it, Dave's gotta go
Okay.
now.
Just real quick, 11 miles round trip, 58 cents a mile, $6.30 a day. You've got 52 weeks in the year. If you went absolutely every single day, that's only 16.5. So if you made it, unless you're doing multiple trips in a day.
I think December also came from on the trip, take into account the treasurer would go to training, and maybe other meetings or something.
Okay, Tom?
I think I would make a motion to reduce the treasurer's mileage line to $1,750.
Is there a second?
Second.
She had her
Okay.
hand up.
Oh, yeah, well, he seconded it. Now we can discuss.
Now, open for discussion.
Open for discussion, go
So I
ahead.
couldn't hear what Heather was saying, but you have to remember, your treasurer is probably budgeting for going to meetings and training. Is that what
And
you were saying?
that was why the additional over what, one day a week, which I'm certain we don't go every single day, maybe we do. But, you know, that's figuring 1 day a week, every single day, and we're closed holidays and things, plus it's over that, so I agree with what Mark said, the numbers aren't, even if you say 1 day a week, the number I came up with using 55 cents was $1,573, so. But I can't justify spending $2,200 when we haven't spent near that. I would recommend $1,750.
Yeah, the questions? Go ahead, Peg.
Yeah, I just have a quick question because, Michelle, I'm just looking at your mileage line, which is over. Do you put it under the treasurer or under yours when you go to the bank?
Under the treasurer.
Okay, all right, thank
Yep.
you. Just want clarification.
Larry?
That, again, just on a wide policy basis, if you're using a plug-in, a Prius, and you're doing less than 20 miles, you're driving it for 3 cents a mile. Sometime the town might want to consider electronic transportation.
Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, gonna call the roll. Before I do, Aaron, I'll call you probably the last before myself. You vote the way the selectmen did, okay? All right? I'm gonna start with you, Peg.
What was it down to? I'm sorry, 1,700?
Yep.
1750.
The motion was?
1,750.
Okay,
Yes.
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 Aye.
No.
chair says yes. 8-1. It passes.
And that was just to clarify to reduce line number 014141-840 to $1,750.
Yep.
That's in the bottom line.
So that was the bottom line, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were taking 17.
So the new bottom line for
Mm.
treasurer is 9880?
Yep, that's what I got.
What was that bottom line again?
9880?
Okay. You got that in there, Tom?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else on the treasurer? Okay. So that line number is 9,880. I got that correct?
Yes.
All right. New number, okay. Now, supervisor of the checklist. There are two things to consider here, the increase or decrease. Either we go with the, I got too darn many papers here. There's one for her, her pay for
25 versus 1445.70.
But the overall, it's either the, if we go with the 13, it'll be 21, this is not broken out.
75, and if the, including the dollar pay raise is 22,950.
Okay. Is there any questions about this? Okay. Now I'm going to need a motion to, which number are we going to go with? Boy, I missed my computer. Ryan?
I guess I just make a comment that the Board of Selectmen proposed at $22.95.70.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay.
Okay. On this new sheet, it's not on here. On my computer, it is, but it's not working.
You were just, Heather just handed out.
Yeah, it's $22.95.70.
Okay,
Go on to page 3.
that's what they recommend, but what does the committee want to do? Do they want to go the same
I think that's
route?
a question.
Yes,
I'll
Peg?
make a motion to go with the $2,295.70.
Second.
Second by Mark. Motion made by Peg and second by Mark.
For discussion,
Yep.
if I might ask, Karen, how long has the rate been $10.85 an hour?
Like that. I don't even know. It's mandated we go to training and keep up with what's going on with the state, and it's like, my thought with this is to attract younger people to get involved in this, because once I decide to walk away, it's gonna be very hard to get somebody to step up and do these jobs for what we're paying. I mean, even that, it should be way more than that. I'm just saying a dollar increase would be nice to show at least it's, you know, being considered that it's important what we do.
Any more discussion? I'll call the roll. I'll start with Larry.
Sure, yes.
Go ahead, Jen.
Yes.
Oops.
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. The new number is 2295.70. Motion passes 9-0. Next one. The moderator. Are there any questions on the moderator? Okay, this one is for, I think I forgot, planning for two
elections.
Two elections.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any, yes, Peg, go ahead.
I'll just make a motion to approve the moderator budget for $791.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tammy. Motion made by Peg. Okay, I'll call the roll. Start with you, Peg.
Yes.
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 The chair says yes. The number is 2,791, passes. The Budget Committee. Any questions on that?
Where does our 1089 per hour show up?
It's going to show at the end of the year, I believe.
I heard we were gonna double our salaries this year. I'm not seeing that.
Double our salaries.
2 times 0 is...
Yeah.
Okay.
If we ever get around those zeros, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only question I actually have a question, is you have in there for only 3 on the training sessions?
Yep.
This, like, how many people are turning over? In other words, how many
There's
positions?
They're going to be, I believe, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.
Okay, so it's just those. It's basically just to send those people to training versus they recommend
If
everybody do it.
Yeah, if they do. I have never been, okay, but I've been learning along the way. If there's more that want to go, we could up that line, but I figure there's 3 that are going to be either replaced or they're coming back. If they do want to go, we can go, but if the committee wants to raise it, we can do that. Because I never know who's going to come on board. Or maybe somebody presently here now may want to go, and somebody else may go. This is how I budgeted for that, 3, just for 3 people, and
For the
but if you want to go back again, because each year something changes, Is this any more, well, we should have made a motion the first one. Peg?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget committee budget, proposed budget of $2,600.
Okay, motion made by Peg,
Second.
second by Tom. Any discussion? Larry, you got some?
Yeah, I still have my copy of the thick budget discussion book put together by Municipal Association. If you go through it, you will see that the majority of the material has to do with the nuts and bolts of how to craft a correct warrant, how to raise and appropriate it. And it does not do that much for the nuts and bolts of budget committee operation. Just small
Okay.
prejudice.
All right. Any more discussion? Okay, I'll call a roll. I'm gonna start with you, Larry.
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. Motion passes 9-0. $2,600 is the budget committee's budget. Next line, trustees of the trust fund. Is there any questions here, or do you want to see you? Any? Okay, Peg?
I'll make a motion to approve the trustee of the trust fund proposed budget of $3,290.
I'll second it.
Okay. Peg made the motion, Aaron seconded. Any more discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Tom.
Line item 014145-610. Apologies for not asking this question earlier when we were talking about it. This covers the cost of ink and it says copier paper. Does that, why aren't we printing to the printer up here that has?
The bookkeeper is not on site. She is doing this from home.
Okay. All right.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, need the motion.
Start from here?
No.
No, no,
Oh,
no
I'm
motion.
sorry. Oh,
You already made
She did.
I made
Oh,
the
she
motion.
did.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Aaron seconded.
Okay.
That was discussion.
I'll be back in a minute.
Breakdown.
Okay, I'll call the roll. Go ahead, Peg.
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. Motion passes. $3,290 is the trustees of the trust fund. The next one is the assessing. Is there anything here?
Hang on.
Yep, all right, just go ahead, just take a look.
I know you had notes, and you had the same ones I did, Thomas.
Probably.
While you're doing that, I'll make a motion to approve, subject to correction. For discussion?
Larry made the motion,
I'll second for discussion.
okay, second by Tom. Okay, discussion.
Go.
Point of order, what's the motion on?
I'm confused.
It was,
What was the motion?
What's
Just,
You should have a motion on the floor to have discussion. Tom and Dave both have points they wanted to bring up. So
Okay.
the motion was to accept, subject to revision. So
Thank
that
you.
You don't need a second motion, we're off and running.
Thank you.
hold on for a minute. Sherry, did you get that all right? Okay, now it's open.
Tom?
They're still looking.
Okay, again, going back to, that looks like we're under line item 01-4152-620 supplies. I'm not sure if we have anybody here that can necessarily answer this. I see in that we're including paper, ink cartridges, which I'm assuming is for a printer. Again, same question, why aren't they printing to the big printer that everybody should be networked to?
She has a printer next to her desk that she uses for a lot of different things.
But again, why not use the big printer?
particularly if it's not a big job or if somebody's standing at her desk and they want a tax card, she prints to that printer. Sometimes the big printer has got multiple copies being run, for instance, packets, and somebody will be waiting for something, so she'll print to that one. If we're running different kinds of cards, maintenance cards, those type of things, so she'll print there, so she doesn't hold up that, especially different times of the year. And also the contract assessors, when they come in, they'll use that printer as well. It's at her desk.
Anybody else?
Looks like we got somebody in.
Just to clarify one step further, the public computer prints off of that printer so that it's manageable to charge for the copying fees. The tax cards print from that personal printer.
Okay, any other discussion on this?
Oh,
Oh, you know, Tom?
We have a large number of printers scattered around the office out there. I think we need to better manage our printing expenses.
Okay.
I move that we reduce this line by $100.
Okay, get a line number?
That would be
Okay,
line number
014152.
014152-620.
okay, no, 610. You taking the printing?
Nope, supplies.
Supplies, okay.
Printing that's outside,
Okay,
like big stuff.
I will say that we used to have 2 copier printers at one point.
Okay.
Last year we went down to 1. So,
okay, what it is, I needed a second before we discuss that.
okay.
You made the motion to lower the line number.
Well, it's Larry made the motion pending
For
any.
discussion.
For discussion, pending any,
Okay,
to approve it pending any changes, and I'm proposing this change in his motion.
okay, so you want to lower the line number 0141-4152-620 supply line. You want to drop it by 100?
Yes, down to
From 400 to 300.
Okay,
400 to 300.
so in other words, I don't need a second.
Actually, yes, you do, and I'll second.
Okay. First of all, let me get something clear here. Okay, Larry made a motion to discuss, and then you just made a motion? It was to discuss.
Well, Larry's was to discuss and approve, to approve, subject to changes that may come out of the discussion.
And he made a motion to
My
make the
my
change.
motion is done.
Your motion is done, so
Yeah.
he has to have a motion.
Okay.
Which he just did.
Then I'll
Okay.
make a motion.
And I
to use
second.
that.
You second. Okay, any more discussion? Heather, did you-
I just was pointing out that we used to have 2 large printer copiers that we used to use for various jobs around the town hall. We're now down to 1 big copier, and so there are certain places in town that have certain desks that have printers attached to them.
We support an engineering group of about 55 individuals with 2 printers.
Okay,
A color
Damon-
one and a black and white.
Sorry.
I think my only concern is that it looks like they've overspent that line, so I don't know that decreasing it would be a good idea.
Okay, I mean, that's for discussion. Dave?
To Tom's point about how many engineers on a printer, it's like every corporation I've been at that had large systems, it's like the cost to print per page on that large machine is probably close to half the cost to print on an inkjet printer sitting next to your desk.
So they overspend it, but you take out the cost of cartridges.
Yeah,
Cartridges are expensive.
they are, true.
We replace cartridges in our
Yeah,
computer
they
and
are.
it's about
That's true.
$75.
Okay, so, any more discussion? There's one thing I want to get kind of cleared up here. I'm looking under the Board of Selectmen's request, and I see 128,816, and it actually should be the one next door, 128,616. It's that, you got that clear on that sheet? Yeah, because she took $200 out of this, out of here.
No, wait a minute.
That was the other one she changed
Yeah.
today.
Thank you.
I should have that one.
Get back to 400.
Because they voted on that
Yeah,
last night.
120, I've got,
Yes. Only here, though, on the Board of Selectmen's request, I see the 816, and next to it, I see the 616. I just want to make sure the number's correct.
hang on, because the numbers that I have in the spreadsheet don't match either one of those.
there was $50 taken out of
Training.
training
And
and
postage.
postage. There was
Okay,
$150
so,
taken out of postage.
so training went down to 100,
50, went down to
went down to 50.
Yeah.
The, I'm sorry, let me get back to the line numbers.
Yep.
So 4152-240, training went down to 50, correct?
Right.
4252-625 went down to 50.
Yep.
Went down to
350.
350?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. That makes sense. Fix that. There we go. That looks better.
Okay, Larry?
We are still in discussion?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Kathy's office runs without ripples. Somebody throws a rock in, it goes, settles right down, and the answer comes out. I was taken with Danielle's comment that presently the two printers are, the printer and the, what's that other C word, computer? Yeah, are joined for the convenience of the public. That seems a small price to pay. The more major costs are, and I will give you a line item, the contract assessor of 4152-396, which goes back to the requirements of DRA that we have equitable taxation and that we are never out of compliance. And the people are well served, and she does that strong word, flawlessly.
Okay. Any other discussion? I'm going to call the roll.
What are we rolling on? Just the 300?
The
No,
reduction of
reduce it.
$100 on supplies.
Thank
Go ahead,
you.
Peg.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
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 No.
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 okay, and Aaron?
No.
The chair says no. The motion fails 5-4. Okay, anything else on this, on assessing? Okay,
Bob, just a quick question. We are going with the 128,616, not the,
yeah, okay,
Correct.
I should have made
Okay,
that, so the budget is now, is staying at
okay.
$128,616.38. Thank you for reminding me for that.
Uh,
Was that 8 or 6?
They got 8, but it's not.
6.
I know they got it here under the Board of Selectmen, but if you look next to it, department heads request.
I think they made changes and they just were not updated.
Was that Heather?
I think last night some changes were made and this column wasn't updated. It will be.
Okay, so will we get an update of anything we do here, so we can, okay,
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
if I might, looking at the miscellaneous line, 01-4152-890, typically that's a line so that if we have to charge something to something, we've got a line to put it in.
yes,
Generally, we use $1 for that, not $10.
what we've done in the past, yes,
Right, just to keep it open so you got somewhere if you
yes,
have to replace a desk because coffee got spilled on it. You got somewhere to charge it to.
Give us reason.
She gave us a reason on the 10. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head,
Trying to find it.
but she did
Maybe give us a reason.
for 10 as opposed to $1.
There was a reason it was a 10 and not $1. I don't remember what it is. I'm just seeing if she put it in here. Hold on. It says, not included in a dedicated line. Initially,
so far that has not been used.
apparently in 2016, this was $50. In 2017, it was $25. In 2018, she dropped it to $10. It's something about not being included in a dedicated line. I'm trying to think if I have more details on it. Hold on. Right.
And the PowerPoint she provided on file didn't have anything more in it either.
What that does is if there's a line, I mean, if there's an item they buy and it doesn't fit the criteria of any line, that's where they usually put it, and then the bookkeeper will decide this is where it's gonna go.
Yep.
I know it's a small amount, but,
Again, like I said, typically we use $1 for that.
yep, we do.
Keep it open.
Yep. More than likely, that thing will actually get overspent if it's ever been put in there, but this year so far, I haven't seen nothing spent out of it.
Yeah, I would, yeah, if I might.
Yes, you
And
did.
you can probably guess what I'm gonna say.
Yep.
I make a motion to reduce line 014152-890 to $1.
I
there-
will second.
Okay, Larry seconds it. Okay. Tom made the motion, and Larry seconded. Discussion, further discussion?
Tom needs to understand that his work is appreciated.
Okay. No more, any other discussion? Okay, I'll call a roll. I'll start with Peg again.
Me, again?
Yes.
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 No.
Okay, one no, and
No.
Erin? Okay. Chair says yes, so it's 7-2, motion passes. Down to $1, so now, okay, that's gonna be the new numbers, 128, you all done with that? 128,
$128,607.38.
okay. Did you get that, Sherry?
128,607.38.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Is there anything else on the assessing? Okay. Insurance and benefits.
We're gonna vote on,
I thought we did.
no, that was just for the dollar.
That's for the dollar, but that, I just put the,
No, you still need to, we still need to vote on the bottom line for that.
You haven't made a motion. or
You
voted
haven't
on
made
the
a
bottom
motion to
line.
accept the assessing
okay.
total.
I will make a motion to accept the assessor's budget at $128,607.38.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion on it? Okay, call the roll. I'll start with you, Larry.
No. I'm sorry, no.
Yes.
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 No.
Chair says yes. So, 7-2. Motion passes. So the new number is $128,607.38. Guys, keep an eye on me. It's getting me. Okay, insurance and benefits. Okay. That's all right, we're going to
I
any,
should have done what you did and put them all in one big spreadsheet with tabs.
no, because it doesn't work that way. I try to print it out one sheet at a time. Anything here?
Okay, I would just like to make certain that I have the numbers in my sheet correct. Line item, and I think it's mainly health insurance and dental insurance. Line item 01-4155-210, I have as $580,702.79.
Yep, that's what I got here.
Okay. I guess I could look on here and not read all these numbers out, couldn't I?
Yeah, the bottom line matches what was in the original spreadsheet that we were given.
Okay, all right, okay, I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
What was the original presentation?
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on this?
I move that we accept the $817,603.98 bottom line budget for the insurance and benefits line.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Tom, second by Dave. Any discussion? Further discussion?
I'm looking
What
here.
number do you have, Tom?
Okay, 817,000. All right, why does my spreadsheet not match?
785.
785.98, yeah.
If you look at the
No,
property
that's not what he
insurance,
said.
you know, that property insurance may not be correct.
The property insurance?
That's,
Yes.
yeah, it's not.
Is that
Oh,
yeah.
good, it's 52,464.
Oh, no, I have highlighted,
646.
Yeah,
the first number probably changed.
52,646, okay.
that's what I think is you got your problem.
Yeah,
So what's the
looks
actual
like when the
figure?
number got put in, it got 500.
Yeah.
646.
The number's
Hang on.
$817,785.
Yeah, that ain't right.
Still
That
ain't
That ain't right.
That's not gonna
I just
pass.
added about $400,000 to the
No.
insurance and benefits line. That should be
66572.
6,
You're talking workman's comp?
646. No.
Okay.
Property and benefits.
52.5 or 52.
Yeah, there we go. That 785, 785, 90. Yes, there we go. That was it. No, I had two numbers. There, it's
Yeah.
like it was should have been 646 and it was 464 in the property and benefits line or property insurance line. Okay, I will correct that number to move. We accept $817,785.98.
Oh, still
Second it.
Made the motion and second by Aaron. Any more discussion? Peg, you got one? Go ahead.
Yeah, and no, I'm looking at the bottom line from the presentation. And that was 817,603. And I just went back through to check changes in numbers.
You
And
know-
I am not seeing any changes that would, 58702, that would bring it up to this new figure.
Look at line item 01-4155-520.
It was 4,000 in the original presentation, and it
No,
still is
No,
4,000.
no, property insurance.
520.
Oh, 520.
Okay. I jotted down a figure.
Well, it's less, that's actually gone down. No, it's gone up, never mind. Gone up, but not that much, I wouldn't think.
Okay, on the December 11th meeting, this is what I jotted down on the scrap paper. I got $817,603.
Well, that was what was presented to us, Bob.
You have some changes.
But it's not the same as here.
Yeah.
No, the property insurance. It's almost a transposition of numbers here.
Yeah, that's what it looked like happened, was that the number that I had originally was 464, not 646 for property
Yeah,
insurance.
yep.
And what was presented in what she just gave us is 646. Which I remember there were some changes in the insurance stuff, but I don't remember what they were.
We
No.
have what they call a premium holiday, because we
Yeah.
have discounts.
Yeah,
you
that
know
was for
what?
health insurance though, right? This is a question on the property insurance line.
Property insurance.
It was a transposition going from the BOS approved to the adjusted proposed in what was presented to us. So it was a 52,646. So with that in mind, it is the correct
817.
785.
So the 785 is correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, we're all happy with that number?
Yeah, now, did you make that number?
And that was the number he made a motion for.
Okay, so we don't have to make any other
Right.
changes on that.
Sorry about that. It was just
Yep, I'm glad Andy caught
transposed
that.
numbers. I think you meant
Okay,
which way we're going this time.
all right. Any more discussion on this? Okay. Gonna call the roll. Larry, let's start with you.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
Chair says yes. So the new number is $817,785.98. $785 on the insurance and benefits. Okay, moving on. Government.
98 cents.
And 98 cents.
Oh, my mistake. I rounded it off, or did I? All right. Government buildings.
When was that presented?
Is there anything here that,
266. Yeah, I've got the part.
All right, when was that
That's still here.
presented?
Yeah, Pat's still there.
That was the first batch?
so,
Hey, anybody else have anything?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Larry?
Yeah. This would be on line for government buildings, 4194, 721, which is the library repair plan. And I know we just got that one more LCHIP grant for $36,357. And I just wanted to make sure that we're not losing anything by not having $1 in that line.
No, Larry, that line was added to this budget when we encumbered money one year, so that we had a line to put it in to do the repairs for the following year.
Okay.
And that's why it shows zero, nothing in there, nothing's been encumbered.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody got anything?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Tom, go ahead.
This might get, let Big go first. This is probably going to be a little involved.
Okay, did you have something, Peg?
Oh, you're, all right.
Let
I'm
you
yielding
go
to you
first.
right now.
Referring to me,
Mine's
okay.
going to be involved, I think.
I just have a question, and it's been going through any building that's been heated. I'm really looking, not heated, but electricity. Wondering, the town put in the solar farm, solar garden, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just wondering, I know Eversource has gone up, but why with the solar garden is our electricity going up? Why are we not?
I have to pay electricity for all your town parks, this building. So you have 1, 2, 3, and the dam down here where the light is at the dam. So we are estimated delivery at the new rate and calculated by last year's hours. And this is what we had come up with. And also we have fees where we turn things on and off to different times of the year. So I have to pick up that fee also.
So are any of the buildings seeing any reduction from the solar?
We have,
Solar.
not from the solar, no. No, we don't get anything from the solar.
So why do we
That
put it
goes,
up?
it's a payment to the town, goes in the general fund. Has absolutely nothing to do with my budget.
Okay, so if I looked at the revenue coming into the town, I would see something coming in
Hey, you
from the
would, I
solar.
can't, I can't
I know,
answer that
you can't
question.
answer that. I will. Thank you, Pat. So if I looked at the revenue,
It's a check, a rental check, once a year, about $13,000. Well, actually, 2 checks come in, about $13,000.
totaling 13 of the year.
Roughly, and then we're supposed to get some kind of rebate check that it has to be banked for.
Any other questions? Any other act?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Thank you.
Line number 01-4194-110, salary full-time. I believe that pays for the custodian and 2 others. The custodian, if I remember right, we thought that was going to reduce the bill for cleaning the town buildings. When we figured that, did we also account for the cost of insurance for the custodian full-time? Because that sounds like to me that's somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000 that we've got a budget for the custodian. If it's somebody full-time, 3 people at $100,000 each, that's roughly $35,000, $33,000. plus 25,000 for insurance, you're talking nearly $60,000. Were we spending that much to clean the buildings before we had the custodian?
We were spending around 25 or so. And when that contract came to an end, we went out for quotes. It was gonna be somewhere around $100,000 to clean our buildings. We had a discussion with the Board of Selectmen and decided to stay in-house. We did away with the government building part-time salary line that was almost 10,000, I can't remember, let's see, what was it?
Yeah, it looks like
It
about
was 8,900,
yeah.
so it was almost $9,000, and then we ended up transferring someone that was already employed into that position.
Okay, so the cost for the contract went from 25,000 to 100,000 when you went to rebid
If
it?
you go out and we got 3 bids, we got 3 quotes on it, and that's where we were at.
Okay.
We were
Right on.
not getting satisfactory with the person that was here for the money that we were paying that person.
Okay, and that might be why they were only $25,000
Right.
too.
So when you want to go and do what was being asked to be done, the number went up significantly. So it was cheaper to hire somebody in-house than it was to hire a contractor, and we were only going to get 1 day a week at $100,000 a year. Right now, you're getting 5 days a week in all your buildings.
Okay, all right, I just
work.
I just wanted to make sure that, like I said, when I look back, it seemed to me that we were spending a whole lot less before, but when you
We were.
and I wanted to make sure that, yeah, okay, we're spending $60,000 in total to have the buildings cleaned. I wanted to make sure that we were getting the savings that we were after when we implemented that, that's all.
Anybody else? Are we all set with this? Okay, we'll move on. Cemetery.
You need a motion to accept this?
This is getting to be a long day.
Okay.
Okay, we need a motion.
Okay, I will move the government building total, which I have as 188,266.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Motion by Larry, second by Tom. Is any other discussion on this?
Yeah, just for the record, the library is vicious for the amount of sand that comes up the steps. You wouldn't think that much sand could go uphill. And things look good.
Okay. All right. Gonna call the roll. Peg?
Yes?
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. Motion passes 9-0. Now I can go to cemetery. Anything here? Any questions?
Yeah.
You need them. You need them.
I make a motion to go ahead and accept the cemetery as presented at $31,482.03.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by, motion made by Aaron, second by Mark. Discussion. We're all set with this? Okay, go
Could you
ahead, Tom.
please repeat that number?
$31,482 and yes, 3 cents.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Tom, you got a question?
The line number, I don't have any idea what line number it is.
What's it called?
Where am I at?
We'll give you a number.
It's the
The
contracted
GIS
maintenance. There it is. 4195-340, contracted maintenance. $9,000. What does that cover? I think I asked that before, I just don't remember.
Mowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jogging.
No, Bob, Pat.
That, okay. Go ahead, Pat.
The contract number for 9,000 covers the mowing, weed whacking, the cleaning of the cemetery, and some brush cutting. And it also includes mowing the section of this cemetery that's not a cemetery yet, to
Yep.
cut down the brush and the high grass once a year.
Okay, this is the Milton Mills Cemetery.
Yeah.
So just so everybody's clear about that, and that's the one that we own now. So, anything else, Tom?
Is there any reason that with that our town employees can't do that? Why we have to pay somebody?
We don't have the time to do that. That's 3 employees, 2-3 days in the week just to do that one cemetery. We currently maintain all town properties, and we have up to 25-30 cemeteries that we maintain off of that site throughout the course of the year.
Okay, any other discussion on this? Anything at all? Okay. I will need a motion to accept this number.
You already have the motion.
We already have
You're
it.
already-
God, I think I better take a walk. Okay, no more discussion.
Maybe you need a break.
I need a break from the chair. Anyway,
Motion to vote.
okay, I'm gonna call a roll. Start with you, Larry.
Aye. Well, yes.
That's,
Yes.
No.
Okay, Dave?
No.
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. Motion passes 7 to 2. Okay, so the figure is $31,482.03. Next one, police. Anything here? I'll wait for Peg to come back.
I make a motion to go ahead and accept the police budget as presented, $992,004.26.
I'll second for discussion.
I believe this number
I
is
have
changed.
yeah.
Because the electric line, the chief brought it down to $7,700.
That's not good, isn't it?
And the total I have is different than that one?
Okay, this was the police budget that was here that night.
Whoops,
Okay, the number was,
I apologize, it
75 or
was supposed to have
77?
been adjusted and it hasn't been.
okay, 'cause this is just for 01-4210-410 electricity. The chief dropped that to $7,700, so that number is not the same here.
Right. Yeah, I've got, that brings that to $990,920.26.
That's the number I have.
You want us to repeat that again slowly?
Adjusting the adjusting line 01-4210-410 to $7,700 brings the police budget line to $990,920.26.
Okay, any questions?
Well, the question is, you bring it forward, I'll
I'll
withdraw my
the
second.
Okay, there was nobody that made a second?
I made a second, I'll withdraw it.
Okay,
Oh, I thought I did. Maybe Mike beat me to it.
okay. You want to do it at the end, maybe another motion to it?
Yep, I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the adjusted $990,920.26 for the police budget.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay, Aaron made the motion, second by Tom. Okay, discussion. Yes, Tammy?
I have just a bit of an issue with the increase for the secretary. I just think a $7,000 raise for one employee in any given year is just huge. I don't know if maybe there could be a step plan put in place for that position, like there has been for other departments, but I don't know. I think that's just a huge increase for any one given year for one person.
Any other discussion? Hold it, Chief, go ahead.
So it's tough to make a step plan for one secretary in my department. The step plan was supposed to be for all administrators or administrative assistant type positions in town. That was supposed to come out of town hall, not out of all of the department heads, so that they were all on the same scale. They were all paid on the same way. We can only wait so long for something like that, for that type of a step plan to be done. If it doesn't get done, we have to take steps for our employees. So that employee's pay was evaluated. Steps were made to correct that employee's pay.
What was the raise, can I ask, what was the raise given last year? I mean, was there a substantial raise given last year as well?
It was the same raise as all other town employees got, the 2% merit
And
and
the
the 1.7% COLA.
Okay.
That's what that employee has received every year that is passed in the budget. When all of the police officers passed the warrant article in 2014 and the police officers all got the steps to get them where they should have been, she wasn't part of that. The selectmen did not make her part of that during that time. So because they didn't make her part of that at that time, she doesn't fall within my step plan or through that step plan that was built because of the 2014 warrant article.
Okay. Larry?
Question.
Yes.
On the topic of raising the temperature on the frog, if she had been a part of that step plan, her salary at this point would be reasonably in line with the step plan.
Correct. She would have been corrected at that point in 2014 to where her position, her knowledge, her time, and everything else would have been corrected just as our officers were in 2014.
So we are in effect saving pardon my math, we are saving 3 years of step.
We're correcting 3 years of step.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Mark?
Again, I go back to position and not the person. If she walks out the door and goes away, if you need to replace that person, what's it going to cost?
What's it going to cost? With everything that she does, if I get an experienced person?
Position. What's the position going to cost?
If I put that position in
yes.
and go for the exact same experience, it's probably going to cost me about $20 an hour.
Anybody else?
Not on that particular topic.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let's see what line they put it in here. The SRO, I don't see that. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is.
The bottom line. Yeah.
Line 01-4210-126. Would there be any? I'm finding that a little bit hard to swallow without having evidence of this is the benefit that we would see if we had a school resource officer. Would it be possible to have one of your more experienced officers, assuming you were to fill the 2 open spots you have, so you've got a full complement of officers, take an experienced officer, send them to the SRO training, have them be the SRO and take data of before we had the SRO implemented, it was this many incidents at school. After we implemented it, we had this many incidents. We're seeing a decrease of this. We're seeing I'm an engineer, I like to see data. If you're asking to spend, what's going to end up being upwards of, probably say $80,000 after you figure benefits and everything else in, I like to see that there's a very clear, especially when somebody's going to ask me, why did you authorize to spend that? Or approve that. And I just really would like to know if there's some way that before we had yet another additional officer in addition to your full complement as a dedicated school resource officer, is there any way that we can get data that shows this is the benefit that we will see by doing something like getting up to a full complement and having one of your experienced officers go in and do that role for 6 months?
Well, I think I've already explained to you what we're going to save for our duty officers
and
in the simple task of the fact that we spend almost 4 hours a day with our duty officer at that school.
And
so with the 4 hours a day, that duty officer is not available to go do anything else and patrol any of our other roads. So we already have an ordinance currently that got passed last night for 3 of our roads that make them no-through trucking. Well, part of the problem is those no-through trucking times are when the officer, that's the one officer who's on duty, is sitting doing the school zones. Because in my opinion, the school zone is our most important and our most vulnerable area. So during that time, that's where the one duty officer is sitting.
Yeah, and
so I get the school SRO officer, that's where that duty officer can now be out doing the other area.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. I'm looking at it from we're spending X amount of money. This is the benefit that we're getting from having somebody in that position. And it's specifically for the school. So what benefit do we see from having, yes, I understand that you don't have to send somebody to do that. You don't have to have somebody there. But what other benefit will the town see from this additional expenditures of money? That's what I'm trying to see. Is there some way that, again, assuming that you could bring your force up to a full complement with the two additional officers that you're still trying to hire, I believe, that things could be rearranged a little bit for a short period of time, relatively speaking, 6 months or so, to show over this time, this is the benefit that we saw when we did this. And like I said, I understand the freeing up the other resources that can now go, look for speeders on the road, patrol the roads that have the no-through trucking and things. But what other benefit will we see from the school resource officer besides just that? I'm just trying, is there some way to accomplish that in the next year and then say, okay, in the 2020 budget, we want this much money, we want it to be a full-time person, and this is why, this is the benefit that we see, that the kids see, that the school sees when we do this. I'm just wondering if there's some way that we can, and I don't know the answer, but it's to spend substantial sums of money. I like to see data that I'm going to see some benefit from it. Besides the obvious of, you got another officer, so that frees up other people to do other things. And I don't know if it's possible to do that or not.
I think that is the benefit, that it frees our small complement of officers that we have up to do the other things that they need to be doing, to be able to do the follow-ups they need to do for their full investigations, to be able to cover the other parts of town that we're getting complaints on. Because the school time is the same time as the commute time for most of the stuff. So that's where we're getting complaints. In every other part of town, we're getting complaints in the mills for commute times. We're getting complaints on West Milton for commute times. But the small complement of officers that we have, even when we are at 8 and the duty officers are there, we can still then only cover one other portion of town. When we're at 8 and we have the SRO officer, we don't have to worry about being in the school zone because we already have the officer there to do that. The SRO officer is then the DARE officer, so we don't lose an officer 1 day a week for 10 weeks when DARE is being taught. We can then teach DARE at the 3 different class levels instead of just the current 1 class level. Because if we tried to do the 3 class levels, we're going to lose the officer for more than just 10 weeks at 1 shift a week. The other issues and the other things that we are going to get from the DARE officer is assisting in teaching classes. Peg, you teach in Rochester. The DARE officer's there. It's not a statistical thing on how many crimes or incidents that the PD doesn't have to come report. Because I guarantee you when we put an SRO in there, the number of reports that we're going to see are going to increase because the officer's going to be directly right there to handle them on the spot. So I think you're going to see your statistical data go up, which unfortunately isn't going to look great for us, but it is what it is because the officer will be right there. So they'll use the officer more. It's the ability for the officer to be in contact with the kids and to give the kids that safety and to be able to assist them in teaching, but to clear up our other officers to do what we need to do. I'd ask, did you read the officer study that I did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you saw what the zero-based staffing suggests that we should have for officers?
Oh, yeah, I'm not doubting that we're down. It's just to my, if somebody wants to convince me of something, whether it's here at the town budget or at work, show me the data. And it's I totally understand freeing up the other officers. And probably if we were saying, hey, we want money to have 9 officers instead of 8, we wouldn't be having this conversation, because I'd probably be totally in support of that. But having I think you have 8 officers. That's your full complement's 8. But if you were
Full
saying,
complement is 8 with me.
yeah, that if you were to say, I need to add another officer, and that's what this is, to bring our full complement up to 9, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with you. But it's the fact that we want to dedicate this officer to the school. I want to see what other benefit that we're going to see from, additional benefit from that, I guess, is what I'm after.
Well, we get that 9th officer during the summer months. We get them during school breaks. We get them 25% of the year. That's the other benefit. So during our peak times of population, we get that 9th officer. So other than just having them inside the school and that benefit of just being there in the school zone constantly and being there at all times, we also get that officer during our peak times. Peak time of population, not peak time of calls for service, peak time of population.
Okay, I think we beat this down pretty much. Dave, you got a question?
Mark
He
has a
has,
question.
yeah.
I mean, I guess, but what I understand, you're not gonna see a reflection in your bottom line right off the bat with having SRO. It's gonna be down the road. It's gonna be laying the groundwork, so down the road, there should be less incidents in town. And like with Rochester, they just had one today. And they call it, the SRO was in place to help assist with the siblings.
Correct.
So that's the benefit we're gonna get. But we're not gonna, hopefully down the road, if your office is there, you start catching things at school, we're not gonna see it outside of school.
Okay, would you want to go, Dave, or you all set?
Well, just to follow up with you, I guess, we're obviously not going to get it tonight, but your data is probably tied to the fact that when you did your presentation, you mentioned how you listed off the majority of the towns around us and cities and stuff that have the SROs. They didn't just implement them. A lot of them have had them for 4 or 6 years probably. In which case, if we actually needed data, we would have to get it from them to see, okay, how did this SRO drop the rates of like teenagers having to be, you responding to teenagers doing bad things because the SRO might have caused that to drop over a period of years, so because they're there. So I don't think we're going to get data now. But we could theoretically get data from the neighboring towns that would give you what you're looking for, kind of thing.
Okay, Peg, go ahead.
Yeah, just on a very positive note, I mean, Chief did say that I taught in Rochester, had worked with a couple of different SROs over the years. Just the presence of an officer in the building, being nice, being kind, projecting, kind of that I'm really a good person. The kids no longer fear, and I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, they no longer fear police. They look at them as somebody who can help them, not always be against them. I was involved with many of the SROs you mentioned training. Probably one of the most powerful one that the SRO did was just the statutes on underage sex. And the kids were just sitting there going, really? So, I mean, I cannot say enough about having an SRO because I have worked with actually 3 different ones in Rochester, and they've all been wonderful. They've all had a very positive effect. you already have somebody doing DARE now. This person could expand the DARE program. I don't know, I mean, that's just my own very personal experience. I know it's not hard data, but very positive experience for the students and the teachers.
Okay,
So,
any other discussion?
No. Other than that, I thought the budget was good. That's- I mean, I didn't have any, you know,
Okay, there's no action to be taken on this. I need a motion to accept the number.
I will make a motion, where are we?
Please.
Please, what was this we
Didn't
just
I already
did?
make a motion?
Yes,
Oh, did
she
you?
already did.
Oh,
We were under discussion. She already made the motion and somebody already
It's
made
been so
it.
long, I almost forgot that I had to.
I totally
Yes.
apologize.
I think, who was, I don't even remember who the second was.
I-
Somebody did.
I don't.
Second by Tom.
Okay.
All
I
right,
forgot too.
did we get the number?
Yes, the 990, 920, 26.
Okay. All right, I want to start with Larry. Call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
No?
no.
No.
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. Motion passes 6-3. Okay. All right, next, fire department. Is there anything here?